Tune into episode 25 of the Rusty and Jan Show to become self-actualized.
And we will discuss it with our guest from this week, Julieann Ott, and then we'll bring you up to date on our community calendar.
We'll feature a song by Terry List that we found inspirational, and we'll hear from George about what's going on at Melalani Cafe.
So if you're ready, let's get started with the Rusty and Jan Show.
When the world comes crashing down on us, they're always there, and they're always happy company because they care, oh yes they care, and when you need to take out pain, well no one else will do. Dial the phone or go on Zoom, thank God there are friends like you. I said thank God there are friends like you.
Our song of the week is by Terry List.
Yes, one of the ways that we reach self-actualization is the result of things that inspire us in everyday life.
This is called Jubilation.
Oh! When the old derided me, I felt him way inside of me. Wrote a song to tell you how it was. When they have your number, when you're sleeping, have your slumber, hey. Get inspiration. Happens when they put you down, lying helpless on the ground. And they gotta say it's just because. When they have your number, when you're sleeping, have your slumber, hey. Inspiration. When the angel calls my name, I'm on my way, I'm coming, Lord. Leader of the daylight or the night. Something inside of me, that's freedom ringing now I'm free. And you see me standing in the light. When they have your number, when you sleep or when you slumber, hey. Get inspiration. You're ready to walk away and find your path some other way to jubilation. When they all derided me, I felt some way inside of me. I wrote a song and tell you how it was. Happens when they put you down, lying I was on the ground. You know to say it's just me. Summer, hey, get inspiration. I need to walk away, find back some other way. Hey, jubilation. Woo! Woo! Thank y'all. I think that's enough for me.
And now it's time for Going Out with Rusty and Jan. Welcome to Going Out with Rusty and Jan. We're excited to announce the upcoming guests for our show. On July 26th, we'll talk to Kitty Campbell. On August 2nd, we'll feature Richard Hopkinson. And then on August the 9th, we'll interview Ray Naylor.
Yeah, speaking of Ray Naylor, you might know his show, The Performing Songwriter. If you haven't become familiar with that, you might want to check it out online. I know you can get it from YouTube, right? Yeah. Anyhow, Melalani Cafe is continuing to have indoor performance. As always, please remember to support both the artists and the cafe. Here are some upcoming shows. On Saturday, July 24th, Art Myron and Millard Brown will perform from 1 to 4 p.m. Sunday, July 25th, will feature a co-bill with Barry Dwyer and Joe Nolan. Please contact Jan if you are interested in scheduling a show at Melalani.
Our weekly open mic is continuing to thrive. We'll continue to have our hybrid open mic format until everyone is comfortable coming inside. As usual, we'll have online signups every Wednesday at 5 on the Melilani Open Micers Facebook page.
And don't think that when everybody comes back that we're going to give up the virtual experience. No, we're not going to. We're going to figure out what works for everybody, our friends from out of town as well as our friends who can stop by. So stay tuned for that. Now, here's a lowdown on the upcoming festivals. Falcon Ridge is just a few weeks away. It will be a one-day hybrid festival on July 31st in Goshen, Connecticut. It will be held outdoors with a limited number of attendees, or you can view it live stream. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit their website at www.falconridgefolk.com.
The Philadelphia Folk Festival will also be a hybrid event this year and will take place on August 21st and 22nd. It'll feature live concerts at the Spring Mountain ski area limited to a maximum of 1,000 audience members. Instead of in-person camping, PFS will once again offer virtual campsites. For more details, visit www.pfs.org.
Yeah, and we're working out some of the details about the campsite. So I know we're going to be hanging with the Pearl Swigs because there are other Philly people. And we're going to be doing something with George over at Melilani. So as it gets closer, I mean, be assured that you'll be able to find us. We'll be doing something somewhere that weekend. So just stay tuned for that as well. Now, X-Fest will take place in person at the Country Creek Winery on September 17th and 18th. Their volunteer registration page is now open at www.xfsmusic.org.
The Pops Train Festival is continuing the tape shake. As previously mentioned, it'll take place on September 25th from 10 to 4, and it'll coincide with the Tuckahoe Transportation Heritage Festival. They will have a number of activities that day, including an excursion train, motor car rides, and display trains. We will be in charge of providing the music for the event, and we're looking for musicians to play sets throughout the day. Wristbands can be purchased for $10 for adults and $5 for kids, and that'll give you access to all of their activities. If you're performing, the price of the wristband will be waived. And don't forget that we'll be filming footage for the video to go along with Rusty's song,
Pops Train.
We'd love for you to take part in that filming.
Yeah! PFS Fall Fling will happen in person October 1st through 3rd with limited attendance in Green Lane. We're looking forward to doing some jamming.
And how? Now it's time to see what George is cooking up at Melilani Cafe this week. It's time for
George's Corner.
Hey everybody, and welcome to George's Corner. I'd like to thank Rusty and Jan for having me on the show. We had a wonderful weekend of music. We had Thursday open mic that was really well attended, and we had Marcia and Charles on Saturday. They had a wonderful show, and we had Paul as Nikki. He was on Sunday, and that went really well too. So we have open mic coming up this Thursday. Sign-ups on Wednesday from 6:30 to 9. And come check that out for sure. And then Saturday, We have Art Miriam, he'll be here, and then we have Barry and Charles playing on Sunday this week. So we have a nice little schedule this weekend. So come check us out, and yeah, we're definitely ramping up with all our food. So yeah, come check us out.
And now it's time for Head to Head with Rusty and Jan. Well, when we speak about self-actualization, if we go back to our psychology days, we'll remember that we're speaking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
What do you mean by that, Rusty?
I guess you could say it's the goal of each individual human being, the end point we spend our lives trying to attain.
As you can see in the diagram, the bottom starts with physiological needs. Above that is safety needs and belongingness and love. And after that, we have esteem needs and ending in self-actualization.
So the question I have for, well, baby boomers and those who have lived most of their lives is, were you successful in achieving that level of self-actualization? Are you satisfied?
Many musicians set very high bars for themselves in their quest for self-actualization. It starts with a passion, which leads to an unquenchable desire to become proficient.
With musicians, it's not about what you do as much as it's about who you are. Denying that is potentially dangerous and very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can vouch. Rusty and I have both tried to put our music aside at different times in our lives, only to be haunted by the questions of, what if? For myself, I'd much rather live with the failure than the regret of not having tried hard enough. Trying to deny who I am only led to a host of self-destructive behaviors.
This is something I went through when I went through my midlife. I had to make decisions about how I wanted to actualize. So it makes me wonder how I ever got to live so long. Unfortunately, there are people who may not have had the means to pursue their personal goals. Maybe it was disability or illness that took them out. And suddenly, the hands that once played beautiful notes no longer move as quickly as they once do. And so hopefully you've achieved something that you can be satisfied with before you begin breaking down. I know it's not pleasant. I know it's sad, but I think other baby boomers will realize it's just kind of the way things go.
Every American should have the right of pursuit of happiness.
Yes, pursuit of happiness is a different story. Things will happen along the way that might affect you, but you got the right to try. With any luck, we'll be able to achieve a level of happiness, fulfillment, and appreciations for the lives that we lead or have led. We wish you luck with your chosen path.
This week's guest has her own take on self-actualization.
This is how our interview went with Julieann Ott. It's amazing the surprises we get at the Lullabye Cafe. You know, just showing up every Thursday, doing our little thing, and then all of a sudden something glorious happens. And pretty much that was the case when we met with
Julieann Ott.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
How
Hey,
you
Tony.
doing?
How you doing? Hey, Jan.
Good. So,
That was a nice introduction.
Oh, well, I've been practicing, you know. So.
I have to say, you guys were, one of the first people that were so encouraging to me, and my first gig was at Malilani, you guys. So
I didn't know
thank you
that.
so
I didn't know it
much.
was the first for you. Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad we could do that for you.
yes, you were gentle.
Well, you know, that's just part of this community. I don't think
Yeah.
the average audience member understands the sharing and caring that we have for each other, and that's just part of what we have that they
Yeah.
seldom don't see, you know.
I feel very lucky to be here in this area, especially in the
Sure.
Mount Airy, Glenside,
Yeah.
part of Montgomery County. It's great and close to so close to Philly too.
Right.
Yeah.
Antioch, all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyhow, how did you get started, and what was that little voice that got you going?
I would say the Beatles.
Oh boy,
Let's just be
every
honest.
week we get the same thing.
Boy,
Um,
these Beatles don't realize how many people they
I
influenced.
Yeah, right.
know. But one of my first memories was listening to, I think it was their second U.S. release, Something New, and I knew all the words by heart, and Meet the Beatles. I'd be playing them over and over again on the big old-fashioned record player console thing, and banging on my mom's piano and wondering why the hell doesn't it sound the same as as the record. Um, so yeah, like my parents had a lot of music going on. They were had good taste in music. I had an older brother. It was the '60s. The music was fantastic.
Yeah.
So and I was a shy kid, and I would just kind of get lost in it. And I was also very creative, and my dad, my whole childhood, she's the artist. She's an artist because I would draw. I would draw on anything I could get my hands on, and that's what I am. I'm an artist, and but music is an art as well, and I found myself loving that a lot more. But I didn't realize that till I got into my 20s, I think, after art school.
Would you say that it's the kind of thing that can't be denied? I mean, that's my experience. I mean, there's
No,
been different times
well,
where I've tried to push it
um,
back or I'd push it down, because I had other
exactly.
things to
It's
do.
kind of like, for a lot of years, it's kind of weird comparison. I don't know. I feel like I came out of the closet in a way. Like
Okay.
I was trying to be an artist because I had a degree, and it was very difficult to find my way through that. It's any art field is difficult. You really have to love it, and I just didn't have the motivation to make those. You constantly have to be making promotional pieces. I was an illustrator, so you have to say, okay, I'm going on this interview. This is the kind of work that I need to have in my portfolio. So you really have to be self motivated to make a piece or two on your own, and I never would do that. And I graduated in '87. I just missed the computer age in Photoshop, so I didn't know how to do that. So that was a lot of points against me. But I was constantly, for all through the '90s, trying to figure out how to be an artist, how to make money, and advertising wasn't for me. It was too cutthroat. I didn't know how to navigate all that, put the office politics.
Sure.
And finally, Charlie just, this is making a long story short, but finally, Charlie just said, just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I know you want to play, so just do it.
Yeah.
And he kind of, I don't want to blame him completely, but, when I met him in the late, like 1989, he asked me not to pursue it. And, we wanted to start a family. He didn't want me out, out and about at night. And it's kind of old fashioned thing. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sure.
But, it was like I couldn't suppress it. And
Right.
it's so it felt like I put up this video about 10 years ago of me playing Long Ride Home, and the response I got was like huge, and it was very encouraging. This was before I even met you guys and
Wow.
started performing or doing open mics or anything, and I felt like I came out to everybody and said, this is really me.
Uh-huh.
And I stopped struggling
I see.
to
So you
find.
found you
Yeah,
found what you were looking for?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
wonderful.
find with artist types who try to deny who they are, it's not what you do, it's who you are, and that usually winds up coming out anyway. You
Yeah.
can't suppress it. So that's what
Yeah,
happened to me.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Right.
suppress it. If you try it, you're doing yourself damage.
Right.
So.
There's that quote. I think a lot of people think it's Einstein, but it's not. It's if there's memes of Einstein, but it's not really. He didn't really say this, but if you try to teach a fish to fly, he's going to think he's a failure.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of people who it's art is their creativity is their talent or whatever their forte. they try to fit themselves into these other holes, like I'm a square peg. I don't fit into that hole. I can't, numbers aren't my thing.
Right.
And so many jobs have to do with numbers. And, dealing with the public, well, anyway, you guys know.
Well, I can
It's,
I can relate in a lot of ways. I know it's really unfortunate, and I
Yeah.
think a lot of singer-songwriters had the message from their parents. Well, get yourself a good job to fall back on, which
Right.
ended up just enveloping us all, and we never got to the other part. And
Right.
perhaps in some cases ended up living a very frustrating life that we wouldn't have had if we just believed in ourselves from the beginning.
Right. Time is wasted, really. But, I kind of look at it like things happen the way they happen, and maybe it was for the best. I don't know.
Well, gives you
know.
something to write about. Yeah.
Oh, that definitely.
Well, the bad stuff is part of who you are too. It
Well,
helps
yeah.
make you who you are, even though you'd
Exactly.
rather do without the bad stuff. You have to have
Sure.
adversity in your life too, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And everybody actually does have
Sure.
adversity. And, the older you get, you start to, you see what sadness really is.
Yeah.
When you're young, you think, "Oh, this is so sad," and I spent a lot of my younger years being sad about things that really were not worthy of the sadness. So music
absolutely.
is an important thing for helping you get through it.
Yeah. So, with your songwriting, what are you trying to say?
Aside from expressing myself and how I'm feeling or what I'm observing in the world, in the country, I would say my goal, I think, and bottom line is I want to make people feel like, feel things. I feel like they're not alone in the hard things in life that we all experience, because we all experience them. And that's what drew me to Patty Griffin. She makes you feel, her songs are sad, but you feel like, God, like I'm that person in that limousine.
Yeah.
I felt that, those feelings, and
Very deep emotion from Patty Griffin.
right, not sugarcoating things.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like the punch to the gut. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but it's hard to do that in a poetic way. Like,
Sure.
a lot of I guess you could say punk rock. I connect to some of that because I like the realness of it, but it's a little harsh for me. I like acoustic guitars and pretty sounds.
Me too.
So
But there is a certain angst and anger in Patty Griffin. That would be more of a punk type of a situation. I definitely see what you're saying, and I would
Yeah.
have to say that the songs that I've heard of yours are definitely in the same vein. Absolutely.
well, thank you. I'm trying. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting closer to connecting with people. That
Well, you have connected in many ways. There's many people who look at you and discuss you and all and value what you do. There's no question about the place that you hold in this community and what people feel about the quality of what it is that you put out.
Well, that's nice. I hope so.
It's true. It is. It's definitely true.
Cool.
Well, I think I know who some of these are, but who are your musical influences?
Well, gosh, there's so many. I
If
guess
you
I
live
would-
long enough.
I really liked, a lot of the pop, hits in the '60s, the late '60s and early '70s.
Yeah.
Chicago, I really connected with that band because my brother would play them all the time. And Yes, we were a Yes household. All of us, brothers and
Better
sisters,
being a
listened
no
to Yes.
household.
What's that?
Better than being in no household.
Oh yes, I was in one of them.
And The Who was huge for me. I really loved Pete Townshend's writing and his really unusual chord changes and the way he blends lead with rhythm in his playing, and all the angsty stuff. But he did it in a poetic way, right?
Yeah.
And I really loved Nancy Wilson's guitar playing. I really liked Hart because they were female rocker role models. And when I heard Dog and Butterfly, I was like, that's it. I got to learn how to play the guitar. So that was kind of the thing that got me to decide to do it.
Nancy Wilson, I just saw one of those surveys that you watch on YouTube. She was listed as one of the greatest guitar players.
Well,
Yeah.
good, because she
She's a
deserved
good
it.
She
guitarist.
really was. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
fantastic.
Not
Oh.
most, but
She's
yeah.
top notch, yeah.
Oh yeah, she's good.
And she can
Good
do those kicks in the air while she's playing.
You're going to have to practice your kicks. That's all.
Yeah, they're damn hard to do in the windmill, the Townsend
Oh
windmill.
yeah.
I tried it a few times and I almost ripped my fingernail
Yeah, I
off.
know.
So
You think you would dislocate your shoulder if you
Yeah,
tried that?
yeah. Be careful with that stuff.
yeah, that stuff's not easy.
Yeah. So why don't you play us a song?
So this song is called Train Lullabye, and it's about growing up part of my life in upstate New York. And the train, I used to hear the trains all the time. We were always like 2 blocks from a train. And it's also about my grandmother who worked at EJ Shoes her whole life, gluing soles onto the base of shoes. So here we go. Music of the rain on Susquehanna River banks, rolling hills and Finger Lakes. When off in the distance the sound of the steam, the wheels, the brakes, and the pistons. Grandma's old brass bed, her lace coverlet, soft pillow for my head. I hear the train rumbling, wonder where the journey ends, and when I'll hear the next one coming. I still remember that lonesome whistle cry, traveling to dreamland to that freight train lullaby. Where is it going in the darkness of the night? I close my eyes under cold black skies, rocking side to side. I dream of hopping boxcars, laying on a bale of hay, waiting on the daybreak dawning. I still remember that lonesome whistle cry, traveling to dreamland to that freight train lullaby. Where is it going in the darkness of the night? Violin solo here. In the winter morning light, she waits on platform 9, Southern Tier, New York line. Then the factory whistle blows, back on the train she goes, rolling through the drifting snow. Mighty Ian Ellis coming down the aisle. My grandma smiled when she ran to greet her one last time. Yes, I remember
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Thanks.
So could you tell us about Rob Lincoln and your EP?
Sure. So Rob, I met at PASA. He's one of the co-chairs of PASA, and fantastic organization.
Mhm.
And I started just kind of like saying, hey, would you like to play violin with me sometime? And he was kind of like, oh yeah, maybe once in a while. And then after I don't know a few years, he said I would like to play with you. So he liked what I was doing, and I like I love his music as well. That melodic kind of thing. Not early '60s, but '60s.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a thing for that. He really
Yeah.
does. But,
Yeah, we like the same music, and we've been playing out as we call ourselves Railroad Wings.
nice.
And we've been playing out, and he's going to be playing on Train Lullabye, the EP that I'm in the process of making. And it got, of course, like everyone else, I was going to start it a year ago, and womp womp, we everything changed. But so it's going to have 4 songs. That's Train Lullabye is one of them.
So you feel like you've self-actualized someone. You've come to a place you didn't expect that you would ever be, kind of?
Where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I never thought I could do that, perform in front of people, ever.
Yeah,
I
we feel the
fantasized
same way.
about it all the time,
Sure.
but yeah.
Well, I think it's such an honor when people let you play for them.
It is.
really is.
It
when
is.
you put it in that context, it kind of makes the whole thing have a different flavor.
The other thing too, you were saying about how we were one of the first supporters.
Mhm.
That's an honor to be able to
Oh,
watch
absolutely.
somebody grow, somebody that starts out, especially somebody who's just getting started, to watch them and then see, just
Right.
exponential growth over the years.
Yeah, you guys must have seen so many people, just kind of
7
improve
years is a
and
long time.
get their their wings unfolding, out
Absolutely.
But one of the nicest things we've ever been able to do is this show, where we can really introduce those
Right.
people who get behind the mic and show a little bit more about them. So it's been such a pleasure and an honor, it really has.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the interviews very much.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Good,
thank you.
good.
We've enjoyed them too. We've learned something about every single person.
Oh, yeah.
Even the ones we thought we knew everything about.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I learned so much about you. It's really. Anyhow.
Oh my.
So,
Go ahead.
so here's an unfair question for you. What's next for you? And the reason I say it's unfair is because we just started to breathe again. Making some plans about now after
Yeah.
the pandemic. That's a tough
Afraid to get our hopes up.
Yeah,
I want to get this EP done. Ben Arnold is helping, or he helps me songwrite, but he's co-producing with a guy named Barry McGuire,
Nice.
who also produces some of his stuff. I want to get it done, and then what? I guess I have to release it, whatever that means.
What does that
I'm
mean?
kind of,
Yeah.
that's the scary part. But I want to get it out there, and maybe you guys can give me some pointers.
Oh.
I want to get
I
her.
think you're doing very well, but I think what you can also be able to appreciate is that there are so many people in this community who've actually done the EP, who would accept a call and would say, I work with this guy. The sharing of resources within this community so that we can move forward. It's just it's like nothing I don't know anywhere else.
Yeah, that's what I hear from other people. Like,
Sure.
wow,
Yeah. Well, we do look forward to watching your growth as we have, all this whole time. So do you got another song for us?
So this is another one that's going to be on the EP. It's about the things I've been seeing, in the country going on that have been kind of irking me, and bugging everybody. So anyway, it's called The Tide. patchwork quilt of fields and roads fortifies my soul. Cities, towns, good-hearted folks from the heartland to the coast. America, we are free to run, but freedom's for the lucky ones. Are we one nation under God? Our stars are faded, worn and flawed. Divided states, factory towns, Main Street boarded up, shutting down. Gated homes, while some live in cars. Just back away, 'cause we got ours. Ooh, America, we need to love Americans more than our guns. Are we one nation under God? Our stars are faded, worn and flawed. We got a darkness deep inside, but in the harbor there's a light. What will it take to turn the tide? Though we disagree, too blind to see, spark a light of our humanity. We are all afraid, we have lost our way. Amazing grace, amazing grace. Are we one nation under God? Are we? Our stars are faded, worn and flawed. We've got a darkness deep inside, but in the harbor there's a light. What will it take to turn the tide? What's it gonna take to turn the tide? What's it gonna take? What will it take to turn the tide? What's it gonna take? What will it take to turn the tide? What will it take to turn the tide?
Yay.
Yay!
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Thanks.
I just love watching you grow. I just do. I just think it's such a great thing for us to be able to see and witness and to hear. So,
Well, thank you for
I just know
being
the
so
great thing.
supportive and
oh, no. You're,
and just such a, so encouraging and
no, absolutely. We like to see good people get good things. What the heck? So, absolutely.
I do too.
Yes.
Well,
I love to hear people that, like Patty. She's got this voice, and wouldn't it be a shame, if she didn't get to use that voice, or any of the singer-songwriters,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
Before we let you go, do you have a website, or I know you have this EP coming out. Do you have any recordings or anything like that? Anything on YouTube?
I have a music page on Facebook, and it's just Julieann Ott /Railroad Wings. I have a SoundCloud. I think that's called Philly Julie, Philly Julie. And I also have a YouTube channel up with that same name, Philly Julie. And I'm not on Spotify yet, but I hope to be once I get the EP done. So.
All right. And you'll have to let us all know when your EP
Yeah.
is released, and
Right.
we'll come to your party.
Yeah, I'm hoping before the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll make sure to give it a little plug when it actually comes out. So that would be nice.
Cool beans.
Yeah, very good. So,
Thank you for coming on our show.
thank you so much for being on the
Thank you.
Rusty and Jan Show. We'll see you soon.
All right.
So I think I have some insight into actually actualizing.
I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to say to that.
You can just laugh because I think I'm funny.
Oh, okay.
All right. I think it's fair to say that it's not about achieving the goal as much it's about engaging in daily mission to get as close as you can.
We recognize your journey, and we hope that you can get close to a place of satisfaction.
We'd like to close with a song that I wrote when I was 17. I guess that was when I was setting up my self-actualization plan. And it was what I hoped I would do with my life. Let me know how close I came. It's called That's Not Me. The sands of time slipping fast. God, you know I just won't last. Thinking about what I must be. If I conform, I can't be free. But oh, that's not me. Can't wear a collar and a tie. Because for me it's just a lie. I'd rather be on the road again, just trying to be everybody's friend. But oh, that's not me. That's not me. Why can't you see? If you don't like the way I am, then let me be. Oh, let me be. Don't tell me about the life you built. It's just a way to hide your guilt. 'Cause you remember that dreadful day you gave up and threw your life away. But oh, that's not me. That's not me. Why can't you see? If you don't like the way I am, then let me be. Oh, let me be. So now I set out in my youth. The road is rough, in search of truth. So all you people just walk on by, and in your sleep I'll hear you cry. But whoa, that's not me.